people like the people, what do you call that, Joy? References. On his reference, my next guest, his 3 football references are Sean McVay, Pete Carroll, and Bill Belichick. And if you want, Mike Shanahan. For the sharp guys, Jedd Fisch is the new coach, Arizona Wildcats, who has a history of NFL and college. He's putting together a great staff, and he joins me live from Tucson, Arizona. I've learned a lot of football from Jedd Fisch. First of all, I'm so happy for you. We just talked off the air. I am so happy for you and your family. So if I said to you, because you always told me you took bits and pieces from coaches. If I said, what is the one thing, you just hired Pete Carroll's son as your offensive coordinator. What's the one thing you took from Pete Carroll?
Energy. The guy has incredible positive energy, and the passion that he brings is just phenomenal.
The one thing you took from young Sean McVay?
Work ethic. The guy is an absolute machine. And there's 2 things, Colin, if you let me with him, is communicator. The guy is a phenomenal communicator, and he's done just an incredible job making sure that everybody knew exactly where they stood at all times.
Bill Belichick holds you in incredibly high regard. Bill Belichick.
Process. The guy, unbelievable in terms of really every aspect of the program and really understanding what it takes, how to get there, what you need to do to accomplish a certain goal, and then how to put it all together.
I think the most underrated coach, perhaps, of my life is Mike Shanahan, who I've always thought is just an unbelievable coach. Mike Shanahan, what sticks out to you?
Offense. I think if you look at everything right now in the league that people are trying to replicate and emulate, I know you've spoken about Kyle and Matt LaFleur and Sean. They all come from the same system. We all learned that from Mike. And he was ahead of his time, and his offense is still one of the top 5 offenses in the NFL on probably 3 of the 5 teams.
So you were college roommates with Howie Roseman of the Philadelphia Eagles, and I always feel bad for these GMs and coaches that get in the middle of these controversy blenders and they get thrown into it. And your thoughts, not just on the move the Philadelphia Eagles made to take out Jalen Hurts, which I don't think guys loved, but the idea that when you're recruiting now and in the NFL, you know this, you were with New England all year this year, is that players have to trust coaches. Do you think you puncture trust with a move like you saw Philadelphia make?
You know, it's such a unique situation that they have going on over there. What we're trying to do here, we're talking about everything being personal. You know, that's a big message we're telling our guys. It's personal. And I think it comes with building the trust and the relationship with your team. Not knowing what went on over there and not knowing the set of circumstances that occurred that might have caused them to make the decisions they make, it's real hard for me to comment on it. But I just know in our situation, as we're trying to build our program, that we want it to be all about building a trust, building a relationship, and really making it personal between the player, the coach, and the team and the teammates around one another.
You know, you also coach with Jim Harbaugh. You know, it's interesting. There's a lot of different ways to win. Harbaugh has more of an eccentric personality. Bill is, he's got the hoodie. He's a little Darth Vader. Sean McVay is massive energy. But yet, they're all successful. And look at the players you're recruiting today, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. In your opinion, what's the best mechanism to make it work with? What do players want today, Jedd, from a football coach?
Yeah, well, one of the things that we've been talking about with our guys is trying to, take that mentality of we can help make you a pro. And with that, we're talking about being proficient at your task, having a relentless attitude, and being original. And I think that O and original is the key to this whole process, that Bill is the original Bill, and I don't think anyone should try or could try to be Bill. And I feel the same way about Pete. I feel the same way about Coach Harbaugh. I mean, we're all kind of, you get to learn from these guys, and they're tremendous teachers, educators, and leaders of men, but they all do it their own way. And what we're trying to do here at Arizona is do it our way, taking so many different leaders and try to learn from them, but own way, be the original team, the original, Arizona football staff of 2021, and really explain to our student athletes and the guys we're trying to recruit, you come here, we'll help make you a pro, but we're going to do it in our own way.
You know, it's interesting. You have Belichick's trust and Pete Carroll. Again, you just hired his son, and Belichick, there'll be somebody on that staff eventually he'll help you with. I think to myself, listen, he's got the titles, he's got the legacy, he's got his health, he's got the money. How long, you know this, it doesn't matter who you are. If you don't have a quarterback, you cannot win in pro football. You just can't. Pete couldn't. Andy Reid couldn't get over the top. How long does Bill coach, in your opinion?
I would say this, Colin. There is no one that has more competitive stamina than Coach Belichick. He is a relentless worker. He is a phenomenal educator. And I think what Coach does, more than anything, is Coach grooms young coaches. And he educates all of us on, and I try to put myself in the category of still young, but he educates the guys in his program, and he helps build it up and teach you how to be the very best at what you are. And I can't see him having any interest in slowing down. He certainly never did. He was the first one in, and he's an unbelievable teacher and master of football.
I'm a Pac-12 fan. I grew up with it, but the Pac-12 feels more diminished in recent years compared to the love and passion of football in Big Ten and SEC territory. And a lot of my Pac-12 fans are like, it just feels like we're missing an energy. I mean, when you sold yourself for the job, because a lot of people want this, this is a Power 5 job. Do you sense that the Pac-12 can turn it around, can get some momentum they've missed for about 5-6 years?
Yeah, we need to. We need to get the momentum, the energy, and it comes from winning, right? Like in everything, that you've got to be competitive. You got to play good football. You got to produce professional athletes. You got to make people proud of what they watch on Saturday. They have to be good, competitive football games. I think when things are going well, we obviously know what it felt like when Coach Carroll was the head coach at USC. There was no doubt, or when Coach Harbaugh was at Stanford. And I think what we need to do is we need to really build that and find a way to get that back and get that energy back. And it really comes from more teams being good, not just one team, not just two teams, but the more teams that can be good, the better the games are every Saturday. Then all of a sudden that Pac-12 After Dark becomes something that nobody wants to miss and everyone wants to stay up for.
All right. By the way, can you take your computer, show me what you're looking at right now in Tucson? I want to see, because Tucson's a beautiful little place. All right, let's do this. Here we go.
I don't know. Can we do that? Can you see are we out there?
We're working
our way to the mountain ranges, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous here, and so lucky to be a part of this program. It is phenomenal.
Hey, it's great seeing you. Couldn't be happier. I'm going to come down there and ask for free tickets, and you better give me good seats or I'll be really upset.
You got great seats, but we're going to try to pack the place. We're going to have you down there.
Well, Teddy Bruschi's one of my favorite people ever. Bear Down, Arizona. You hired the right guy, Jedd. Super smart. Pete Carroll's son's going to be on the staff, among others. Good seeing you, Coach.
Thanks. Good seeing you, too. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Yeah, he told me 3 years ago, he said, if Arizona ever comes open, he goes, I know the athletic director. That's an interesting job. Listen, I grew up. They had Dick Tomey. Arizona was a good team. They had, like, NFL, Ricky Hundley, Teddy Bruschi. They had good players.
Great place to live, too.
Nice weather if you like to golf a little bit. It's, Arizona, I don't know if it's rained ever.
In Arizona,
Tucson. I'm not sure
a big
Tucson.
Rain place.
It's not a big rain place.